Hello everybody, my name's Nicholas. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be giving you guys an update about the tropics. As we have a really interesting update today. So again, I'm not here to clickbait anybody. I'm not here to spread rumors or say that there's a major hurricane hitting the United States. I'm here just to simply show you the models and the data and just showing you what I'm seeing from accurate weather models um, and weather predictors as well. So again, this is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We were trying to reach 50 subscribers before we get towards the end of July, or really right around the peak hurricane season. So if there is a hurricane that I can storm chase, we can go live on YouTube rather than Facebook, stream to a more wider audience. So thank you guys for that. And the reason why I say 50 is because that's YouTube's minimum requirement. So we're gonna get started here talking just really quickly about the severe weather aspect today. We have the enhance section here. Alright, sorry, just had to take a break there for a minute, guys. Had to take care of something really fast. Sorry about that. Back into the video here. I really quickly want to talk about the severe weather today because we do have an enhanced risk for North, South Dakota, getting over towards the western, north, really just north central United States. You can see here in South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska as well. We have a huge enhanced risk area that does include Rapid City. The tornado threat is 5%. You can see here for Rapid City, Dixon, North Dakota, Williston, North Dakota, Rapid Valley, South Dakota, and so the tornado threat's there. So we need everybody to be paying attention there as well. The wind threat is what's driving the enhanced risk for today. As you can see, we got that 30% and then that hatched zone as well. And also the hail that's driving this as well up for northern portions of North Dakota as well. So just really wanted to talk about that. And now, if that's all you came for was the severe weather, I'm sorry I don't have a more in-depth overview of the severe weather, but I just want to keep us updated on the tropics. We will talk about the severe weather more in depth um, later on, because I do actually have something to show you guys at the end of the video talking about severe weather, so just hang tight with me. But here we go. This is from the National Hurricane Center as of 1:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from their latest update. I'm going to try and refresh if we got another update. We don't. Okay. So we're just going to have to stick with this one. So you could see uh, Invest 95L is the one we are watching. Has an 80% chance to form in 7 days and 60% to form in just 48 hours, which is 2 days. And then, of course, we also have Invest 94L, gonna form within 30% in 7 days, 10% in 2 days, showing that it's gonna form up at the last minute, maybe a tropical depression, and then go into Mexico, bring some more rain. Not really wind, but just mostly some rain, so you need to watch out for the flooding there as well. But so you can see here a tropical from the National Hurricane Center. A tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to form this weekend uh, as this continues to move um, westward at 15 to 20 miles an hour. So before we're gonna look at the model runs, there actually is, as I can show you guys here, there is. Let me refresh this. There is a new run of the GFS happening now, so by the time we get to the end of this video, we'll check it. But currently, it only goes out 48. It only goes out 24 hours. So the latest GFS, if we go out 48 hours, 2 days. Let's see the tropical Atlantic, 48 hours out. It does have a weak tropical storm, tropical depression within 2 days, according to the latest GFS. But we're gonna just kind of have to go to the run before that. We're gonna have to go to the 12Z and go there. So we're gonna start out in the tropical Atlantic and then move our way towards the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. So the 12Z GFS, we go 24 hours. We go 48 hours out. Pretty much showing the same thing. We have tropical storm, more than likely tropical storm barrel here in the main development region, the MDR. And we also have potentially another wave behind it. This wave behind it is not going to be. We'll have to watch it, especially for the Caribbean, but not showing any major threats to the U.S. with this second wave. We take it out 72 hours, 3 days. We have a strengthening. We have two strengthening low pressure systems. Of course, we have probably Hurricane Beryl at this point, moving kind of westward, moving westward, kind of northwest towards the Windward Islands, and then we go out 4 days. We have a very strong hurricane heading towards the southern Windward Islands, and then we also have potentially maybe another tropical depression trying to form behind that. Let me just see something. So if we go out, as you can see, if we go here to 1 p.m. on Monday, the GFS 1 p.m. Monday does show a very strong hurricane hitting kind of in the middle of the Windward Islands and then crossing over, still strengthening as it crosses over to a 968 Monday night going into Tuesday morning. Does show signs of strength, and then it starts to weaken down as it heads towards more of that northern track. You can see how it goes west, and then takes a northern push. And you can see that wave behind it really does not develop. Maybe just being maybe a tropical depression, maybe if that, heading toward, just bringing some more rain to the islands as well. And you can see on this run of the GFS shows it taking that northern track, still weakening as it goes more northern. As it, the more northern it goes, there's a lot of dust just to the north of this storm. That's why when it was southern down here, it stayed well south of the dust. But as it gets stronger, it's all going to depend on this high pressure. This high pressure is going to be retracting back, and it's going to want to send the stronger storm. It's going to want to follow the high pressure and take that northern turn, maybe being a Category 1, weak Category 2 hurricane hitting the southern side of the Dominican Republic. Now we're going to go to the Western Atlantic. Again, this is 1 p.m. Wednesday. We have, really quickly, just so everybody knows, this is going to be the tropical wave right here, Invest 94L. As you can see, the GFS doesn't give it much strength. Maybe a tropical depression, maybe at the last minute before it goes into Mexico and dissipates. So we go to 1 p.m. Wednesday evening. It's hitting the Dominican Republic, and then it's going to continue to weaken to a 994, and now it's in between Cuba and Jamaica as a 994 on Thursday morning. So, and then after it moves through, all the land interaction weakens it. We go about a week out. This is about 1 week away. Thursday evening, we have potentially a very strong tropical depression, but a very weak tropical storm probably. Right here, kind of just south of Cuba. And you can see that second wave back here behind it. that was showing maybe a tropical storm. It's just going to be weakened out. Not going to bring nothing but maybe just some more rain, unfortunately, to the Windward Islands and the Dominican Republic if this hurricane scenario shows true. So we take it to 7 p.m. Thursday, and again, everything after this point will be, you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's past 7 days. And then it takes it on a weaker path, takes it over the Yucatan, and then brings it into the Gulf of Mexico, very weak system, and brings it maybe as you can see, maybe a tropical storm or a very strong tropical depression hitting Mexico and maybe Texas. As you can see, also here we get a front-induced low from the cold front pushing through up here. It's bringing severe weather. As you can see right here, you get that front-induced low, not showing any concern with that either. But the latest is the GFS takes it really strong at the start, hitting the Windward Islands, and then Dominican Republic, and then maybe Jamaica and Cuba, weakening down, hitting the very northern side of the Yucatan, and then going into the Gulf, into the western Gulf, as a potential tropical storm or depression, hitting Mexico and Texas, and then dissipating after that. The Euro model, we'll go down here. We're going to go to the Central Pacific, and this is where we'll start. So we'll go out 48 hours, just like we did. Wait, not the Central Pacific. I'm so sorry. I completely did that wrong. The Tropical Atlantic. There we go. So if we go 48 hours out with the Euro, not showing as much strength as the GFS, but does show maybe a strengthening tropical depression, several miles to the west of the Windward Islands. Take it 3 days out. Still a strengthening tropical depression 3 days out. Then we take it 4 days out. 4 days out, and it's still a tropical depression. Maybe a very, very weak tropical storm getting ready to hit the Windward Islands. And that wave behind it, the Euro showing very weak as well. And then it hits the Windward Islands, the southern Windward Islands, around 7, 10 a.m. Next Monday morning as a very weak system. And then continues to strengthen, kind of weaken and strengthen at the same time as it pushes into the Caribbean through Tuesday and going into Wednesday as well, going throughout the day Wednesday, or going after through the day Tuesday into Wednesday, kind of flirting with tropical storm and tropical depression, kind of back and forth. And then if we go to the Western Atlantic and we take this out even further, the Euro takes it and actually finally shows some strength with it. But as it strengthens, instead of taking that northern push, it gets suppressed, and the high pressure again is expanding and pushes it to the west, hitting around Central America near Nicaragua and Honduras about a week out. Makes landfall, stays very weak through landfall, comes back out. And you can see at the end of the run, the Euro at the very end of the run shows it potentially being a tropical depression still, trying to move through to that back into the Gulf, and it shows the Invest 94L. You can see it right here, right over the Yucatan, showing something very weak, gonna form up maybe at the last second, maybe a depression, and then go into Mexico as well, and then showing the second wave 95L is going to hit the Windward Islands not showing as much strength as yesterday. The previous run of the Euro, the one we showed yesterday, showed right around the tip of the Yucatan a 941 major hurricane about to enter the Gulf, and now today it shows It's gonna, try and flirt with tropical storm status, maybe become a very strong tropical storm, maybe even a weak hurricane, and then gonna get suppressed and gonna get pushed out to the west, and then maybe try to take a northern push into the Gulf. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. So this is the ensemble members. We're going to go through them one at a time. You can see the Euro has updated. It did yesterday. This video showed it going right. This black line, which is your average, the average spaghetti, kind of like the spaghetti models, really. But the average members show it hitting the Windward Islands, and then going out, getting suppressed, maybe not as much as the Euro model showed, but getting suppressed a little bit, and then at the last second trying to take that northern west-northwest push into the Bay of Campeche and the Western Gulf. That's just the average. You can see, really, once it gets past the Windward Islands and gets near Puerto Rico, that's when we're unsure. It could either take a northern track, as some of the members up here are seeing. You can take kind of a weaker system, take it out into the Atlantic, or it can be a stronger system, maybe going over Cuba, maybe be a very weak tropical storm, or maybe even very weak hurricane hitting Florida. And then we have a lot of members showing some potentially some very strong major hurricanes maybe entering in the Gulf here as well. And then we have some that are just taking it out into the Yucatan, through Central America, out into Mexico, and even some into the Eastern Pacific. But we're unsure. We don't know what exactly it's going to do. It's going to depend on that high pressure. You can see if you look at the GFS actually, the average of the models takes it right into the Gulf, but you can see it's a lot weaker than what the Euro is saying. The GFS has it very strong at the start, very consistent till about Puerto Rico again, and then some of the members take it up to wrap it around into the Atlantic and maybe hitting the Carolinas and Virginia as a weaker system. And then the other half, there's only very few that take it into the Gulf, and if they do go into the Gulf, it won't be a very strong system in the Gulf. As well, as you can see here on the below this average line here, there's a lot of members that just take it out to the west and causing just a threat to Central America. So we have to watch it. I just want to talk about this really quickly. You can see down here at the bottom of your screen the sea surface temperature in degrees. It's in Celsius, but basically if we see that yellow to orange color, that's getting around that. If we see really that reddish orange color, that's enough to sustain a tropical system. And you can see it's moving into very warm waters. It's currently moving through warm waters, but it's also moving through, going to continue to move into warm waters as it goes. If it takes this southern track, it will have all the time to strengthen here. And we'll talk about that as well. Another thing I really want to talk about is the hurricane models. So these are actually new models just for hurricane season only. This is the A parent and this is the B parent. They're two different models, but they kind of show the same thing. And they only go out 126 hours. So this is the HAFSA parent model, and we can see that in just 24 hours or in 48 hours it has this as a you see we have 3 tropical waves here. This one, then the front's going to get suppressed by the dust, and not going to be much of anything. We're really watching this low pressure system right here, Invest 95L. 96L might be behind it here, but it's also it's getting hit by some dust as well. So in 48 hours, probably just a tropical depression. We go 72 hours out, potential tropical storm. So within the next 2-3 days, so this weekend, showing potentially a tropical storm just to the west of the Windward Islands. There we go. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. And then we go 4 days out, shows a potential hurricane hitting the southern Windward Islands, favoring the kind of the GFS run of this. And then we go to the very end of the run, which is only 5 days, and you can see the latest run on the A-parent model shows a kind of a weakening tropical system, but moving north into kind of north into the Caribbean, heading towards the Dominican Republic, and then the one behind it also potentially being a hurricane as well, maybe trying to hit the Windward Islands as well. Kind of too far to tell. The B parent also only goes out 126 hours, so we just take it out 24 hours or 48 hours, take it out 2 days. We got a tropical depression probably already, probably trying to get to a tropical storm, and then we take it 3 days out, and we do have a tropical storm, a strengthening tropical storm heading towards the Windward Islands, and then we take it 4 days out, and both of the hurricane models agree that what the GFS is showing is that it's going to strengthen early. It's going to do rapid intensification as it heads towards the Windward Islands, and then as a 962, according to the latest run here, and this would be about 4 p.m. on Monday. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. Okay. Then a potential maybe tropical storm Chris trying to form behind it as well. And then we just take it out to the 5 days. And then we have this model actually takes it and doesn't show what the other models show. It shows that it will continue to strengthen, kind of flirt around that 960 range. And you can see the last frame, it's kind of hard, but that is 9.6. Yeah, I thought that was 9.5. It's 9.6. It's kind of bugging out, so it's probably like a 9.63, 9.66 maybe. But a very strong hurricane just south of Puerto Rico, about 5 days out. And that one behind it also potentially trying to be a hurricane as well. So really quickly, what did I go to here for? Oh, just show you kind of the sea surface temperatures here. Let me see if I can go to the tropical Gulf of Mexico. Okay, the GFS is 117 hours out. I don't know if it'll let me see it or not. But that was just to show you guys the sea surface temperatures. So now we're going to talk about the potential rainfall and winds coming with this storm. You can see as Invest 95L continues to move, this is according to the Euro, in the next 10 days. Let me see if I can zoom in here, make this a little bit better. Full screen mode. There we go. Zoom. There we go. So potentially showing 4, 5, 6 inches of rainfall coming to the Windward Islands and the Lesser Antilles, and then as it continues on its trek, maybe bring. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Maybe bringing 4, 5, 6 inches of rain just off the coast of the Dominican Republic, and then as it continues its trek into Central America, bringing 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 inches of rain along the coast as well. So bringing a lot of heavy rain, and with Invest 94L over here, also bringing 4, 5, 6, 7 really 4 to 8 or 4 to 10 inches of rain on the Invest 94L and 95L will bring a lot of rain to Central America. Now the GFS shows a different story. The GFS shows it bringing um, bringing 4 to 5 inches of rain to Kingstown, there in the Lesser Antilles and the Windward Islands, and then it shows as it hits into. Whoops, sorry, my mouse isn't working. Now, as it goes to the southern side of the Dominican Republic, maybe bringing 6-7 inches of rain, and maybe even more closer to the coast as well. And then as it continues on kind of that northern path, you can see how on the northern path in the next 10 days, kind of shows it on a. If we back out of full screen, you can see how it kind of wants to take a track like this. And if we kind of follow this track and see where it goes, it would bring it maybe to Texas eventually, but it's just too far to tell. See if we got another update here. I don't think we do. We do not. Okay, I know this was a bit of a long one. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. What I'm going to do is just see what I can get out of the latest GFS. So, okay, this is good. It goes, okay. So the latest GFS, this is the newest run. The GFS shows, again, a very strong hurricane. Monday afternoon hitting the Lesser Antilles. It always showed that, and continuing to show that, and they continue to show the weakening phase after that. Continuing to showing that northern track that it wants to take. Which, I mean, if it took this track here, it would head maybe into Texas, Louisiana, maybe. Again, this is just the latest run, showing still with confidence potential hurricane hitting the Lesser Antilles, and then next Wednesday, just south of the Dominican Republic, as a little bit of a weaker storm. I know it's a long one. I'm sorry. Take up your time. But I hope everyone enjoyed the video today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. You guys are amazing. Stay amazing. I will have another update tomorrow, updating you on the tropics, because I am seeing from other people that we may have a stronger system coming in the beginning of August. But I'll keep you guys updated on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have an amazing day. Have a good start to the weekend. Have a safe weekend this weekend, last weekend of June. Can't believe June's already over. And yeah, I'm going to quit talking. You guys have a good start to your weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.